If I hadn't have started an Instagram account and found Kayla, then I have no idea where I'd be right now. Probably still baking cakes and eating them all to myself. So in my next video, I'll be telling you all about this challenge that I'm on and when it gets a brand new car, and I'm pretty sure it's worth like 35 or 40 grand, which is absolutely insane, and I'm not even taking that in properly. So I've been documenting my journey during that. There's videos of me crying and getting stressed and feeling like I'm not good enough to enter, like who am I kidding, I'm not gonna even come close to winning this. All of those doubts, but I share all of that in the videos. So I'm just on my way to the gym. What's with this sunlight? Yeah, so I'm just on my way to the gym. I have a PT session with my PT, obviously. I'm taking my Nikon camera so that I can film him doing the correct technique with me of the exercises that I showed in my last video, where I was doing them completely wrong. I have some carrots for breakfast. It's nearly 10 o'clock. I haven't had breakfast because I couldn't book to make it. When I film myself in the gym doing those exercises, I honestly thought I looked the nuts. Literally thought I was doing it properly. I'm gonna put it here to remind you what I look like. These carrots are gross. Right, I'm nearly at the gym now. My PT texted me, but obviously can't read it because I'm jabbing. And that would be a naughter. I'm going to get him to measure me as well. But I'm bloated as fuck because I'm on my period and yeah, like my body is just swollen. Where am I going? Let's see what this boy has texted me. And then I'll film inside.
Hey guys, so doing lat pull downs, so a couple key focus points on doing lat pull downs is when you're pulling the elbow through, is keeping your wrist on top of your elbow, so actually finishing the bottom of the movement in this position as opposed to finishing at the bottom of the movement in this position. What we see most people do is they lose position and at the bottom they get their elbow come back like this. So So what we see there is as soon as we roll the elbow forward, what happens is we take the load off our lats through into here, and we actually take the load into a pec. So we become pec dominant and we try to muscle the weight through anterior, so the front of our shoulders. We want to keep the load going through posterior, through our upper thoracic, and keep the tension on our lats. So as soon as we roll those elbows back, our pec and our shoulders and our delts come into place. So keeping those shoulders back and pulling like that. More efficient. Key points to note is that the elbow stays in line and the bar actually tracks straight down and the elbow just fully extends. As you're keeping your shoulder down, all that's extending is just the elbow into extension. That way, if you bring your elbow up, we're not like putting load through the front of the shoulder, we're keeping our shoulders back, we're just moving through there and the bar actually tracks straight down. Most people do is they come too straight like this and they get stuck here and they don't actually get full elbow extension at the bottom. So keeping your hips in line all the way down, squeeze, and the bar tracks straight in line. Okay. In Sarah's previous video, what she was doing is she was lifting her elbows up like this, taking the load onto her delts and through her shoulders, and then pulling back through like her lats and through her back. Pretty much just making this, taking all the load off the actual tricep itself when you're actually in that position. So keeping your elbows to your side instead, pushing straight down.
I want to make sure this is not see-through because it's fucking see-through, isn't it? So this video you're about to watch now is basically my whole journey from the beginning. I uploaded half of it in the previous video and then my camera messed up and cut out and drove me insane. I recorded the whole thing again. So if you want to watch it from the beginning, then carry on watching. If you've already seen the beginning and don't want to hear me say it again in a different version, then skip to halfway or to the end to see what's going to be in my next video, because this one is going to be very long, just to warn you. Don't jump on my face, you weirdo! Babe, that's not funny! Can you see my nipples?
Yeah, I told you that last time you were wearing it.
Nudie boy. So yeah, if you can't be bothered to watch this video of me talking, then skip to the end to see what's going to be in my next video, or just wait until I put up the next one, because the next one will be basically following myself to Rabina when I went and got my scan done. So I'll show you all of that, and then yeah, show you my progress over the 12 weeks, if I actually have any, because I think it's halfway through week 6. I feel like I've seen a bit of progress, but not as much as I should have by now. It's been so hard. So that will be my next video. So if you don't want to listen to how I got started with finding Kayla and joining my gym and stuff, then skip this video altogether, because you'll probably get very bored. But if you have lots of patience and you want to hear, then good luck. So last night I had a bit of trouble with my camera, and happy to say that I've slept on it, and I don't feel so angry at my camera right now. Well, I kind of do, because I'm so hungry and I want to go and get lunch, and I have to refilm this video. When I had to come upstairs and film in the bathroom, I was obviously so angry and then was going crazy for a while. So I was just so mad at that. And Tim, my boyfriend, was having a go at me, saying that I'm acting like a child and it's just a video and I need to get over it, which is true. I can see that now that I feel okay this morning. Or even like 20 minutes after it happened, I was fine last night. But when it happened, I was just like, are you kidding me? I just sat there for like 20 minutes recording myself tell my whole story and it's gone. Yeah, I was just so mad, and Tim told me off. So here we are again. So back to the beginning. If you don't already know that I'm originally from England, then 1, you haven't watched my previous video, or 2, you didn't get through enough of my last video to find that out. Because my last video is probably very boring, and sorry about all the talking. I'm hoping this video, actually no, this video is going to be me talking, because I have to explain how I got started. Fuck. Right, so probably the video after this will be a bit more exciting, and I do have something exciting to announce about a competition I'm on with a very, 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 very cool prize to win. I'm actually at the moment on week 4. Oh my god, this one's so quick. So yeah, that's mainly why I'm making these videos, because I'm following my progress on the 12-week challenge. But we're already into week 5 and I haven't put put together any of the videos yet. I was hoping to get the intro video done and uploaded, which was last week, and then yesterday was meant to be this video, which was about how I got started. So 4 years ago. How do I tell a story and make it sound interesting? I don't feel very prepared for this video. So, I have been out here in Australia for 4 years, and probably the past 6 years, I'd say, I noticed my weight started to fluctuate. So at the moment I'm 25 years old, and yeah, the past 6 years I reckon I've been struggling, you could say, with my weight, just going up and going down. And it was only when I came to Australia that I put on a lot of weight. Before I left to come to Australia, I'm not going to go into all of that, but I basically booked it 3 weeks before I left, and it was just a last minute decision. I knew I wasn't happy at home, like with myself. I had a lot of fears and yeah, just anxiety about anything, like even getting in a lift scared me. So to put myself on a plane for 24 hours to come to Australia was like probably my biggest fear, but I knew that I wanted a more adventurous life to give me confidence. So I ended up booking my trip to Australia 3 weeks before I left. I put myself on a plane and I came here, and I had to fly alone because I booked last minute, but I did actually come with a few friends. So there was, I think it was 5 of us. Yeah, so it was 5 of us all together. I ended up getting into a relationship with one of the guys, and we actually went off and did our own thing. So we ended up going to Sydney after like traveling the East Coast, and I'd actually lost a bit of weight whilst we were traveling because we wasn't actually eating that much. We were like living on noodles. And we decided that we wanted to stay longer than a year in Australia. So we had to do farm work to be granted our second year visa. We ended up being on this farm for 4 months. It was in the middle of nowhere. Me and my boyfriend at the time lived in this moldy little apartment. I'd actually told myself that when we got to the farm, I'd exercise. At the time, I didn't really know what you could do from home or like outside without a gym. So I thought that I'd just like go running. I think I went running twice and absolutely hated it. Didn't like fields, like just farmland. I felt like it wasn't very motivating because I felt like I wasn't actually getting anywhere because all the scenery was just the same. So I gave up on that after 2 times and got over the fact that I would just try and become fit whilst on the farm. And I actually went in the complete opposite direction, and I started eating so much food. I was just like baking cake. I never really knew how to bake a cake before farming, and we'd just make these cakes like out of boredom. For the whole 4 months I wasn't actually doing much work. I was looking after the kids in the farmhouse. We lived in like a mouldy little apartment in a tiny little town, and we had to drive to the farm, which was like an hour away, every morning and every night. And so we'd get up at 4 AM, leave at 5, get there for like 6. It was freezing cold because it was down south and it was winter. I let myself go so bad. One day, it's so bad, I decided to bake him a cake. So I made this cake. It was literally like so big, and it had so much like cream on it. Like it was a good cake. My boyfriend got home and he saw the baking tray and he was like, "Oh, you baked a cake?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And I was laid in bed and I had sweet wrappers and chocolate bar wrappers around me in bed and a plate where I'd been eating this cake. And my boyfriend was like, "Oh, so where's the cake?" The apartment smelled like cake and there was a cake tin. And then he was like, "Where is it?" And I was just like, I kind of ate. So I just ate this cake that was huge, all to myself, and also sweets and chocolate. And I was in beast mode that day. And yeah, he came home. He looked at me and he was just like, "You look like you've got food stored in your cheek." He'll remember this, not that he's ever gonna watch this, but he'll remember. Yeah, and he was just like, you look like you've got food stored in your cheeks, like you're getting so puffy and big. He was just like, what are you doing? I think I cried. I was just like, oh, I'm so miserable. Like, we have no friends in this town, we have no social life, and none of my clothes fit me that I brought from England. I was living in his clothes. I was wearing like his t-shirts and his hoodies and his tracksuit bottoms, and even his tracksuit bottoms were getting too small for me. Oh my god. Bad times. So near the end of farming, I felt disgusting. I think I went from like 52 or 53 kilos to 68 kilos in 4 months. Just felt so gross and disgusting, and I just felt like a complete different person. We didn't have any Wi-Fi in our apartment. We didn't even have anything. I don't even know if we had a kettle. I remember there was this little cafe in the town. We obviously wanted to be able to use the internet in this town because we couldn't afford credit to call our family. Back in England, we literally had no money. I was doing like voluntary work, I had nothing. And he was getting paid for bits that he was doing, but hardly anything. And we had to pay for this apartment each week. We went to this cafe to buy coffee when we first got there so that we could get their Wi-Fi password, because it was free Wi-Fi in the cafe, but if you were a customer. So yeah, we just went in and bought one coffee because it's like all we could afford, and got the Wi-Fi password. We got given a ute from the farm, like, because we had to drive there every day. So we would get in the ute, take like, we didn't even have iPhones at the time. We had this crappy little, it was like a Nokia brick phone thing. So I couldn't even go on there like on Instagram and just flick through. I had Instagram, but I didn't know there was like these big like fitness accounts that you could follow for motivation. I didn't really know anything about that at the time, so this was 4 years ago. I had my laptop that would go on, and I also had like this Samsung tablet thing, but I had Instagram on that. So I would take pictures of what we were doing on the farm and upload it onto my old Instagram account. Sat outside the cab in the ute, like with no money. I remember going onto Instagram and seeing this girl pop up, and I was just like, who is that? And it was Kayla. And yeah, I was just like, her abs are amazing. I want to look like her. And at this point, I felt like absolute shit. Looking at her, I was just like, wow, like who is she? I need to know. So I went onto her account and saw all these before and after pictures of other girls. So I was like, what is this? Like, I'd been on Instagram before. I signed up years ago, but I'd never seen anything like that. And I was just like, well, this is a bit weird. They're in their underwear, like what's going on? Firstly, why do they look so amazing? But secondly, what are they doing? Like, I want to know, I want to do that. I started looking for her through her account and went onto her website and saw that she has like this fitness guide. But I had like no money, so I couldn't even buy it. So whilst being on the farm, I just kept looking at it as much as I could when we went to this cafe internet, just to get motivation from it. And I knew we had like a date that we could leave the farm when we officially had signed off our farm work to be able to get our second year. So from there, we were heading up to the Gold Coast to live, but we were stopping in Sydney first. And I remember thinking to myself, right, as soon as I get to the Gold Coast and get a job, I'm gonna buy this workout guide and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna lose all this weight. Some of the money that we saved up from farming, we bought a car. So we drove from that town all the way up to Sydney first. I think it was like 7 hours or something from the town we was in to Sydney. We lived in Sydney before we went farming, and I remember feeling quite small and I could wear like little skirts and little tops. And yeah, I just felt really good before we left to go farming, and literally being on that farm, it just ruined me. So going back to Sydney, we walked around Darling Harbour, which is where I used to live. We went for dinner and there was like all these bars, and I felt like a complete different person. None of my clothes really fit me, so as soon as we got there, I had to go and buy some clothes. So we both bought some stuff. So I bought a big jumper. It was horrible. It was green and had like netted bits on the corner. I don't know why I bought that. I just felt I had no confidence and I didn't want to wear anything that I used to wear. Then we went to Darling Harbour and went for dinner on the water, and I honestly just felt so gross. I didn't even want to be out the house. I just felt terrible in myself. I had one night there, and then we got back in the car and drove to the Gold Coast, and that's where we were gonna start our life. And get jobs. And when we were leaving the farm, I remember sitting in the car just like with my head in my hands, like just looking at the clouds go by, just like dreaming in all these like goals I can achieve once I get to the Gold Coast to start my new life. It was so weird. I literally felt like I was like escaping prison to start this new life. And we got to the Gold Coast. We were living in a hostel and it was so expensive for the week to be there. To be in this 8-bedroom dorm, it was horrible. Oh, I just felt like shit. I wanted to go home to England, to be honest. So we ended up finding jobs and then we found a really nice house on the water. It was a 3-floored house, but a share house, so we just paid for our room. Moved into there and I ended up buying Kayla's guide. I remember I was sat on my bed and I was so excited because I'd wanted it for so long and I'd been going to that cafe to be able to see all the translations. To be able to sit there on my bed and be like, yes, now I've got enough money for this guy and I can finally sort my life out. I felt really excited. So I remember it came through to my phone and I was just scrolling through it, looking at it thinking, what the hell is a burpee? I have no idea what that is. And just looking at all of the guide actually, I didn't really know what any of it was. I ended up telling my housemate about it. And her boyfriend was coming to visit her. She was from Argentina. He was coming in exactly 12 weeks. So we were like, right, let's do the guide together. We'll do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from home. And so we went to Kmart and we bought a little step. It was like this big, but I even found that hard to jump onto. So we bought that. We bought a kettlebell. It wasn't a kettlebell, a medicine ball, sorry. It was like 1 kilo. It was like pointless, but we struggled. And we bought a skipping rope over, so we had 12 weeks to do it. Completed the whole thing and felt so good. And I'll put the before and after picture here. So that was the very first time. And I felt so good. I was so proud of myself. Finally felt like I was going in the right direction, and yeah, I was just so happy. And from then I was addicted to Instagram. And yeah, I just love seeing everyone's progress, and I just feel like finding Instagram was literally the best thing because it completely changed my life. If I hadn't started an Instagram account and found Kayla, then I have no idea where I'd be right now, but I would be so depressed and so miserable and just hating myself. Probably still baking cakes and eating them all to myself. So straight after that, I moved house to where I am now. I introduced the guide to Trina, whose lease it was, and also Wade lived here. He's a 19-year-old boy and he is so funny. I love him. And we all did the guide together. It was good motivation. It just made it so much fun. Yeah, we started doing that when I moved into this house. So I completed the 12 weeks again because I'd actually, after completing the first guide, put some weight on again in a month or two. So when I moved into here, I felt okay, but I wanted to do more. So yeah, I did the guide again. So I'll put that picture up here as well. So my weight was literally just going up and down so much. This was about 3 years ago when I did the guide the second time. And then I think I had like a year off where I would kind of just pick up the guide and do bits from it. Or if I just felt like doing a little bit, like I'd do maybe half. I don't know, I just kind of did it here and there just whenever I felt like, yeah, I didn't really have a real goal or anything. So yeah, it was about a year that I just didn't really do anything, and that's when I put on a lot of weight again. I didn't go back up to 68 kilos, but I think I went up to 64 maybe. I didn't feel good at all. So Trina ended up moving to Brisbane and Wade followed not long after. So I kind of lost them as motivation. Yeah, I just wasn't doing the guide. Put weight on again and didn't feel too good. So I decided to go and join a gym. So it's April at the moment and I joined the gym in April a year ago. The reason I did that is because it was my sister's wedding coming up. When I joined the gym, I only had 4 months until my sister's wedding and I felt really gross. I did not want to go back home and face everyone because I'd put weight on again. So for 4 months, I kicked my ass and got a PT and started Kayla's guide again. So I was also doing spin classes and HIIT classes. So I was doing about 4 spin classes a week, and Payless Guide 3 times a week and PT 2 times a week, I think I did back then. So yeah, so I kind of sorted myself out again. I think, what before and after picture would that one have been? So many. Oh, if I find it, if I remember what before and after picture it was for that time, just before I went back to England, then I'll put it here. But off the top of my head, I can't think which one it would have been. But I know that we got there 3 weeks before the wedding, and because we felt like we were like on holiday, we were eating so much bad food. I find it's really hard to be healthy in England anyway. So we were eating really bad, and I put on a lot of weight. I think I put on like 5 kgs before the wedding. I put on weight so easy. So we were there for 1 month. We got back and I felt really terrible. I started taking pictures and videos of myself every week and really pushed myself. I think it was only like 6 or 8 weeks and I felt really good again because I really pushed myself. I needed like a good cleanse when I got back, so I was drinking fresh juice, not just juice because I don't believe in that, but I was adding that into my diet. So I was drinking a lot of green juice and it was just making me feel so much healthier and more energetic. So I was doing that, yeah, probably 2 months later. That's when I had the pictures and the videos of me in that red bikini that I put everywhere, like you probably would have seen it, but I'll put it here again in case. So then I put on weight again because Christmas came around and me and my boyfriend Tim was just eating so much food. So that was December. It's been 4 months and I'm on this fitness challenge. So it's 4 weeks into the fitness challenge. So that's what I'm going to show you all next. How I can transform myself. For the past 4 years, I've just gone up and down in weight so much. That's pretty much my story from where I first started to where I am now, and how my weight went up and down a lot. So now I'm just hoping that I can do this 12-week challenge and feel really good at the end of it and not go back up, because honestly it's the worst thing. I think after 4 years of doing it, I finally learned to keep balance, not just think, oh, I'm not doing a challenge at the moment, I don't need to eat good, I don't need to try hard to look good in a picture at the end of however many weeks, because that's what I was always doing. I was just like, right, 12 weeks, let's do it, and then it'd be done. I'd feel like I looked okay, I'd take a picture, put it on Instagram, and then go back to eating really bad and put loads of weight on again, and then be miserable and hate myself and then do it again. And it's not fun, like it's stupid. From a year ago when I first joined this gym, if I had put in so much effort and just kept going throughout the year, I would look so different right now. But I don't, because I've just been going up and down. But I don't regret it because it's a lesson, like you learn from it. Yeah, I've learned to not do that again. So in my next video, I'll be telling you all about this challenge that I'm on. It's not like a bodybuilding fitness thing where you get on a stage. I personally would never do that. It's literally just a 12-week challenge that I think they have like 5 gyms on the Gold Coast, so anyone can enter from there, and I believe there's like over 200 people in it already. I honestly don't know what my chances are, and I'm not getting my hopes up because there's a lot of people to beat. I'm pretty sure that all of them are working their asses off to win too, so yeah, I feel like it would be a very hard challenge. The sun is so hot. I think the 2nd and 3rd place winners get like a holiday or something. I don't actually know, but the winner gets a brand new car, and I'm pretty sure it's worth like 35 or 40 grand, which is absolutely insane, and I'm not even taking that in properly. So I've been documenting my journey during that, and actually like 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it when I actually booked myself onto the challenge. And there's videos of me crying and getting stressed and feeling like I'm not good enough to enter, like who am I kidding, I'm not gonna even come close to winning this, and all of those doubts. But I share all of that in the videos. And with this challenge you have to go to their gym in Robina. It's like a big performance center, and they do a DEXA scan on you. So they'll do that at the beginning of the 12 weeks and then also at the end of the 12 weeks. And it shows you basically your body fat percentage, your muscle percentage, and your tissue, and I don't know what else. But it's so interesting. So I've already had that done. That was 4 weeks ago today actually. It's It's gone so quick, I can't believe it. So I've got 8 more weeks to go, and then I'll have my other scan as well. And they actually took my before pictures when I was there, and I was so embarrassed. Yeah, I did not look good at all, because after Christmas I packed on a few pounds, and yeah, I just didn't feel very good. But I didn't care because it was just a before picture, and I know it was just a before picture, and it's even more motivation to work hard for my after picture. So in my next video, I believe after this video will be the start of my 12-week transformation videos. So yeah, so I'll take you to the beginning of those and take you all the way through to the end. So I'll film myself going to get my DEXA scan at the very end, which is in 8 weeks time. And yeah, I'll be able to compare the results. They'll be taking the pictures that day as well. And then I think it's like 2 weeks after that they announce the winner. So if I win, I could make a video on that too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up because there's a lot of people that have entered, like so many. And I don't want to get my hopes up and then feel like really let down and annoyed with myself at the end, because I really don't think there's point being annoyed at yourself. Okay, so my battery just ran out again. So I had to quickly go and charge it up for a bit so that I could finish this video. It's so annoying. I've literally had no luck with making this video. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm on this 12-week challenge, and it's the beginning of week 5 today, so it's already been 4 weeks. I can't believe how quick it's gone. It's literally insane. I'll start putting together all the videos that I've filmed so far on this challenge, and also the 3 weeks before leading up to starting the challenge. I'll make a start on those. I'll put them up in order. So my goal is to be able to put one up a week. I feel like I've got a lot of content, but I don't know if most of it is just crap. But I'm so excited to put all of these together, and even for myself, just to look back over the last 4 weeks and see how far I've come, or kind of what I've learned along the way. I don't know. I feel like I've learned a lot. The biggest thing I've learned is that time goes so quick. So you might as well work your ass off while you're in the moment. And another thing is that when you get your period, you bloat so much and you feel like an absolute elephant. You feel like you've put weight on overnight, and normally I don't notice it, but on this 12-week challenge, I felt like I was doing so good the first 2 weeks, and then after that I got my period and felt fat. So I'll put all those videos together and then be able to post those. I think I'm gonna have a break from filming for like 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks time, it all obviously would have been 6 weeks. So I'll start filming again from then, because hopefully I would have seen more progress. And I don't know why I'm saying hopefully. I will have seen more progress. I'm nearly at my scan in Rabina. It's so weird that in 12 weeks time I'm going to be driving back along here to go and get my second scan, which will be the end of the competition, and I'm hoping I would have seen like the biggest improvement. That was so quick. So amazing how they do this. I knew that I'd have like most of my fat like around my hips. I'm actually really excited. And I asked them to send me my photos as well, which will be exciting. I asked them how many people have signed up so far, and he was like, not actually that many. There's only been 200 sign ups so far, so you've got a good chance. And I'm like, 200 people? How is that a good chance? Like 50 people for me would be a good chance. That's huge. That's a lot of people to beat. 200 people. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to work my little ass off, my big ass. I could easily